In the days that followed, Omi kept her distance from both Kuni and Lara, avoiding any encounters with them. It wasn't difficult since both of them were mostly confined to their rooms. She just concentrated on her work. Mrs. Amale was treating her so well. She would give her enough breakfast and even pack lunch for her to take and eat with her sister at their food stall in the market. Omi did not understand why she was doing that for her, but she was really grateful. One day, while Omi was cleaning outside, she saw the gateman opening the gate and a beautiful red car drove in. After it was parked, a stunning young woman dressed in high-end clothes got out. She gave some instructions to the gateman and confidently walked toward the mansion. The gateman followed with some gift bags. It seemed like the lady knew her way around here, and the gateman knew her as well. Omi continued with her work. Just a few minutes after the beautiful guest walked in, Lara emerged from the mansion, got into one of the cars parked outside, and drove off very quickly. Omi wondered where she was rushing off to. Kuni was in his bedroom with Lara when Sanya barged in, announcing her presence loudly. "You're back," Kuni said, stating the obvious. "Yes, I am. I wanted to surprise you. Aren't you happy?" she said. "I wasn't expecting you anytime soon," Kuni said, not answering her question. "I know. I just arrived last night. I missed you so much that I wanted to visit immediately, but I knew you'd be resting by then. Do you know what I did first thing this morning, though?" she asked. "Tell me," Kuni said. "I visited your physiotherapist." "Your real doctor," she emphasized, giving Lara a demeaning look. "What for?" Kuni asked with a tight tone. "Nothing much. I just wanted to know how you're doing. And the doctor gave me really good news. He said you're recovering so fast, which means we can choose another date for our wedding," she said happily. Lara was so angry when she heard this. She just sighed in disbelief and walked out of the room. "What's her problem?" Shania said, acting ignorant, but with a small smile on her lips. Kuni understood Shania's moves so well, and he knew she had come here for a reason, and Sanya just helped reveal it to him. So he decided to test her. "Shania, if it's the wedding you're worried about, I'll have you know we can get married immediately if you so please." "I don't mind," he said plainly. Shania forced out an awkward laugh upon hearing him. "We can't get married now. You're crippled," she laughed. "And what is wrong with that?" Kuni asked seriously. "There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, it's a special day for us both. I don't want you to be in pain," Shania explained with difficulty. "I'm not in pain," Kuni said. "Our wedding is going to be huge, Kuni. Many esteemed guests will be there, and our photos will be all over social media. You have to be perfect for the sake of your image as a businessman. Besides, there's no need for us to rush it. The doctor said you're recovering at a good speed, so let's just wait," Chana explained. "And if I wasn't recovering? What if my current state was permanent?" Kuni insisted. "Why would you even say that? All that matters is you're fine, okay? Let's not talk about this. I bought some gifts for you. Let me get them," Shania said and rushed out, dodging Kuni's interrogation. After Omi was done with her work, she headed to the kitchen to inform Mrs. Amale of her departure. Upon reaching the kitchen, she saw Mrs. Amale dishing out some food, and she looked so busy. "Thank goodness you're here. Please take this food to Kuni. Make sure he eats everything, okay?" she instructed, leaving Omi confused. "Me?" she asked, pointing at herself. "Yes, you. I'm very busy, and Lara isn't around," Mrs. Amale said, handing the food tray to her and quickly sending her off. Omi wanted to come up with an excuse but didn't have a good one. So she just decided to take the food upstairs as instructed. Besides, Lara isn't around, and this time she would just be following Mrs. Amale's instructions, so there shouldn't be any problems. Okay, what about the lady earlier? Will I take food for her too? Omi asked. You must be talking about Shania. She left a few minutes ago, Mrs. Amale informed. Kuni's bedroom door was left open, so Omi just walked right in since her hands were full. Sir, I brought your food, she said in a low tone as Kuni seemed deep in thought. You're back. I haven't seen you in days, Kuni said. Well, you're always in your bedroom, sir, and most of my work is out in the gardens and downstairs, Omi explained. She placed the food on the table and planned to walk out. So, you won't join me today? Kuni asked with a knowing look. No way, sir. You won't trick me into eating your food today. Mrs. Amale gives me enough food these days, Omi said. Kuni laughed at her answer. Okay then, I surrender, he said, raising his hands dramatically, and Omi smiled. So, you owe me, right? Yes, she confirmed. Can I ask you a question, Omi? Sure, sir, Omi responded. Can you marry a crippled man? Kuni asked, out of the blue, leaving Omi shocked for a moment. But she answered the question anyway. Well, if he is as fine as you, I'll marry him in a heartbeat, Omi said confidently. Kuni was shocked by her answer. She was just so blunt. He didn't expect that at all. He just bursted out in a hearty laughter and Omi joined in. After that, Omi managed to convince him to eat, and she stayed with him as he enjoyed his meal. They had so much fun talking with each other, getting to know each other. The next day, when Omi arrived at work, Mrs. Amale instructed her to prepare one of the guest bedrooms on the ground floor. Kuni had requested to move downstairs because he wanted to go outside more, and it would be easier for him to do that from here. Kuni and Lara were outside in the gardens that sunny morning. Kuni seemed to be in a good mood, but Lara was so agitated. So, for close to 3 months, I've been begging you to come out and you refused, but she just shows up once and you change your mind immediately? Lara complained. Kuni didn't say anything. Lara really thought he had come out because of Shania, and he decided not to clarify it. She would be even more agitated if she found out the real person who brought about this change in him. What is wrong with you, Kuni? She abandoned you after your accident and went on a vacation all over the world with her friends, Lara complained. We already made reservations for the honeymoon. It would have been pointless to waste them, Kuni said, already tired of the conversation. Are you really going to excuse her behavior like that? Lara complained once again. Lara, please, can you just let me enjoy the feel of the morning sun? I've really missed it, Kuni said. Lara walked away with so much disappointment. That day, Shania came to visit Kuni again. When she was leaving, she met up with Lara, who had been agitated the whole day. Hello, Lara. I heard you're taking very good care of my man, she said. Yes, something you clearly can't do, Lara retorted, and Shania laughed mockingly. I don't have to. I already have his heart, while you are still begging for it. You're wasting your time, by the way. He is mine, Shania smirked. Is that all you care about? The wedding? No concerns about his health? Lara fumed. It is our wedding, which is going to happen very soon, whether you like it or not. So you can drown in your feelings. He will never be yours, Shania said to Lara. Take good care of him for me. Bye, she laughed and walked away. Lara was left standing there as she observed Shania walk out proudly. At this point, she had noticed the intruder who had been listening on their conversation. You can laugh at me to my face. You don't have to hide, she said without looking back. Omi, who had been overhearing their conversation hiddenly, knew she had been discovered. She slowly walked out and waited for Lara's warning, but it never came. I'm sorry, Omi said. You don't have to be sorry. Shania is right. He will never love me. He never has, Lara said dejectedly. Omi was kind of shocked by her confession, and Lara saw the look of surprise on her face. What? I've loved Kuni since childhood. Judge me, she said. After a moment of silence between them, Lara spoke up again. Shania might be right about Kuni not loving me, but she's wrong about something. He doesn't love her either, Lara said. Omi was really confused now. But she talked about their wedding, she voiced. That doesn't mean he loves her. I've seen the way he looks at her. It's the same way he looks at me. And from my own experience, believe me, I know for sure it isn't love, she explained. Oh, Omi exclaimed, not knowing how to comfort Lara. Lara confiding in her wasn't something she expected today. Kuni doesn't deserve this, Lara said. He's a great person. He needs to be with someone he truly loves. He needs to know how it feels to be loved and to love truly. If only there was someone who could make him understand what being in love truly means. Someone whose very presence is so fulfilling and gives you joy for the silliest of reasons, Lara narrated, with many emotions crossing her face. She was silent for a while, as if contemplating, and then she suddenly looked at Omi, who was just waiting to be dismissed so that she could get back to her work. Seeing Lara's eyes fixed on her with interest, Omi thought this was her cue to leave. I'm sorry, miss. I'll get back to work immediately, she said and started to walk off, but Lara quickly held her hands to stop her. Listen, Omi, I know I've been really rude to you ever since you started working here, and I'm very sorry about it, Lara apologized. Omi was shocked by what she said. She didn't even know Lara knew her name. It's okay, miss. You don't have to say this, she replied. But I do. I'd like us to be friends, Omi. Would you like that? Lara asked expectantly. Um, of course. That's fine, Omi answered, still unsure of what was going on. Great, Lara cheered. So, Omi, I've been studying for my upcoming medical exams, and with everything that is happening, my brain is just so clogged. I need a solid distraction. I was thinking, why don't you and I switch roles for a while? I will finish with cleaning, and you can take care of Kuni, Mara suggested, leaving Omi even more confused. Isn't this the same Lara who wanted her to stick to her job and stay away from Kuni just a few days ago? What changed? Was this a prank? Omi wondered. Oh no, miss. I'm sorry I can't do that. Omi denied the offer. Call me Lara. We're friends now. And don't worry, I'll personally inform Mrs. Amale about it. I'm quite good at cleaning too. Now go on, she said, pushing Omi to go. Hurry! Kuni is at the backyard, and I think he hasn't eaten anything, Lara added. Omi walked off, still very unsure of what Lara was up to. She didn't even give her a chance to deny her offer. Lara had suddenly changed, and no one changes that fast for no reason. She expected Lara to change her mind about the situation, but that never happened. In fact, many days later, Lara became much friendlier. She kept sending Omi to spend time with Kuni. Lara would assist Omi with her chores and then they'd go to Kuni together, after which Lara would come up with a reason to sleep out and leave the two together. Kuni and Omi didn't mind at all. They really enjoyed each other's company, and Lara seemed to be in full support of this. She would say really nice things about Kuni to Omi and do the same to Kuni, saying nice things about Omi to him. She would even drive Omi back every day, and they became really good friends. Whenever Shania visited, Lara would stealthily take Omi away and act like everything was normal. On the other hand, Omi and Kuni had developed a very strong bond of friendship, and he was recovering very fast as the days went by.